As we talk about a topic that I don't know how to feel about this one necessarily, simply because we see so much bad driving on the nation's roads, inconsiderate driving, reckless driving, all kinds of craziness on the nation's roads. People even still not observing the speed limit. Every morning that I come to work, everybody just push past me. And the T&T Road Safety Council is actually, it's been formed by a group of concerned and experienced citizens, and they're serving as they serve as a board. And president of it is Mr. Stan Huggins. He's the president of the T&T Road Safety Council. So I'd like to welcome him this morning. Good morning to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
And for taking this initiative with a few people as well for this T&T Road Safety Council. Tell us what the T&T Road Safety Council is.
Well, it is formed to deal with the level of carnage that we are experiencing on the public road. Now, the United Nations mandate that most countries form a National Road Safety Council. The reason being is that we are trying to sensitize the world, and in Trinidad especially, where we live, that road safety education is very important to save family lives.
What do you think what we think about that road safety, if we're going for a driver's permit, that we should go through some defensive driving training? What do you think our perception is about these things in Trinidad and Tobago, the way that we think as a people?
Well, initially we don't take road safety serious because it didn't come by our doorstep. Now, one of the things is that in the 60s, police officers used to go to schools and they used to talk road safety. And that program proved to be very successful, as limited as it was. What happened, it was abandoned in the 70s. And it was abandoned in the 70s, and as a result of that, in the 80s, we came up with the school crossing guards.
Okay.
What we recognized, in order to fix this problem, we have to go back to the school system. We have to go back and re-educate this nation on what is proper road safety. The program, you're looking at 70 to now, it's about 46, 47 years, with no road safety training in the school system. And that is why we have all the carnage on the public road. Even police officers who come from the area of 70s to the 80s, and they give them vehicles. You could see when you go down to the barracks, you see if they give them 100 vehicles, you could see that in 2 months' time, you go down there, you see about 50 crash, because they come from that era after they didn't implement this road safety in the school system. We believe that the Road Safety Council is something that we form because we recognize that if we don't fix the problem now, because if you go by any school after 2 o'clock when school is over, you could recognize that that school have no road safety in it. The school children are walking not on the pavement anymore. They're walking in the center of the road and using the local expression, bonksmela. And that is something that we have to change. It can only change through a good education program from the school system.
But do you think that education in the schools is enough? Because children will learn one thing in schools, and then when they're in taxis or even with their parents driving, they see a totally different something.
Well, we know that some of the older citizens who have been driving one way for 20 years, we know that it's difficult to change them. But we believe, let's think futuristic, that next 10 years, we're going to get good road users. So we have to start from the bottom. And most of the times, we tend to believe that we could change people who have been doing something for 20 years. It's like your grandfather. You're telling him how to behave now. He would tell you, listen, I've been doing this for a number of years.
Yeah.
And our statistics on the road is alarming. They tell you that an educated driver is a better driver. An educated pedestrian is a better pedestrian. An educated passenger is a better passenger. So you could use any amount of law enforcement, because road safety is 3 E's. It is education, enforcement, and engineering. And the first step to fix any nation, because we have a culture here that we believe that we are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But when we go foreign, to different countries, we recognize that our road safety education system is in a total mess.
Oh, yes.
That is what it is.
It is. So what are some of the road safety tips that you can give us that you have observed on the roads? I need some more tea, some more coffee. Observed on the roads of Trinidad and Tobago that we really do need some training with we need to learn road etiquette. We need to learn safety practices on the roads. What are some of those that you have observed that we need to be taught immediately and in the long term as well?
Well, I'll tell you this. What we are doing now on the public road, we are crossing on the green light. That tells you Trinidad graduate. Now, people no longer wait on the line to say red to cross the street. We're crossing on the green light.
Once you see free, run across the road.
Yes. As I always use the expression that, you know, sometimes you have a dog, or when you're coming home with your car, the dog just wag his tail and move away from the car. If you go by some schools, especially when teachers are coming in, the children are running in front of the car and bowling, "Miss, sir, I love you."
Yes.
Now, that tells you something. What they are saying technically, it implies they are saying bonksman. That is what they are saying. So they are learning it from the school system.
But is it that they're saying that, or just that they don't recognize the danger of doing that?
They don't know because nobody teach them.
Right.
So we are saying that to fix this, we have to teach road safety education like a subject, like maths, like English in the school system. So that next 10 years, we will get good road users.
Okay. So what does the T&T Road Safety Council intend to do, and what have they been doing?
Well, we were formed in the month of January, and we got incorporated in March as a non-profit organization. And we are approaching the corporate citizens, the government, the Ministry of Works and Transport, to help fund some of these programs that we have laid out for the public. The culture has to change, because if it doesn't change, we are going to end up in a total mess next 10 years. I wouldn't like to see Trinidad road situation in the next 10 years, because as I always say all the time, that if we don't fix it now, next 10 years we'll be in a total mess. That is where we are with it right now.
Okay. Now, it says that you've been actually to some 15 schools, that you've already been in some schools and business places talking and teaching people about good safety, road safety practices.
Yes. We've been to a couple of schools, some of our members, and we are trying to get the principals involved in the whole process. We are of the opinion that the principal is a manager of the school.
Yes.
And the principal, when school is over, he clearly sees what goes on the public road. I mean, you could see after 2 o'clock, the road is like a madhouse.
Yes.
And you cannot pass. They're no longer walking on the pavement. They're walking on the center of the road.
No, I can think of right down here on Marval Road, lower down, when school's dismissed.
Correct. That's exactly what it is. And we have to start to take it serious.
Yeah. Now, we were just showing part of the video there of someone driving with actually a child as well in the front seat, and I think the driver was actually holding that child, if I saw that correctly. And this is part of a DVD that you've actually done on Nation Drivers, Trinidad and Tobago, Buckle Up and Drive Safety. It's Road Safety, Trinidad and Tobago, Part 1.
Yes.
So we are showing a bit of the video there, what to do, what not to do. There's the baby that's in the front, and then of course in the car seat, which is the correct thing to do. So many times though we see so many people driving with, even if it's in the back seat, holding their babies in the back seat or their children in the back seat, which is actually the wrong thing to do. This is actually the DVD.
Yes, it is the first creation of a local DVD on road safety, because every country has its own road culture.
Yeah.
And we have to develop an educational program to counteract what we do daily on the public road. So young people don't like to see things on TV. That is why we created that DVD. I mean, we can talk, but when they see it, they tend to visualize it.
Yeah.
And that is why we tell you that we start the DVD with the baby on the lap. Because when we do that, what we are doing is teaching them bad road safety from birth. Now, I was amazed 2 days ago when I saw a little baby who's an orphan because her
the parents
died in
that
this road
accident.
accident.
Yes.
So I was wondering what type of counseling
That
could
has
you
to
give
come
that
from
baby?
That,
Because she looks so innocent. She doesn't have a clue that her mother and father died in a road accident.
Yeah. All right, I want to thank you, Mr. Huggins, and I do wish you all the best in this because I think Trinidad and Tobago citizens actually do need to learn some more safe driving practices on the nation's roads. Stan Huggins, the president of the T&T Road Safety Council. This is the DVD, and you can order it at 389-5880, and I think this is something that you should make a family event as well. So check this out, and thank you for coming to let us know all about this, Mr. Huggins.
Thank you very
and
much.
I hope the National Transport Division, does buy into it, and we get to see this being practiced in Trinidad and Tobago.